been waiting to pick this sunflower for so long to save the seeds, and I just caught someone in the act of stealing them, and they're down here. It was so tame, I got so close to it before it moved, and see, it's still, I'll show you, it's still in the garden waiting for me to leave so I can go back to snacking. Can you see the lorikeet there? I don't think he's gonna go very far. I think he'll come back. But yeah, sneaky bugger. I was in the middle of having my coffee and I had to run out and get it. But now I'm gonna hang it up and see if I can harvest some of these seeds, because I've been watching this and waiting for it to get close enough to be able to hang it up, because I'm pretty keen to save some of these seeds because it just looks so beautiful, and there's so many on there. Look at that, isn't that pretty? So pretty. The little stamens that are in the middle of each of the individual flowers, they all fall out once the bees have been on them, and then you're just left with the flower behind it, and then when you pull the flower behind it, that's where the seed is. I don't know if you can see those slightly grey or blue things underneath the greeny white flowers. That's the sunflower seeds, and so you can see that's where it's been munching. Oh my gosh, look! I don't know if you can see that, but it's back. It's watching me. It's sitting on that electrical wire there. You might not be able to see it from there. Hello! Hello! But yeah, so pretty. And I caught it before there was too much damage done, which I'm really happy about. I just like lopped it off with my big choppers, and I pulled off all the leaves, and I'm gonna hang it upside down like I have with this one. There it is, all strung up. One heavy sunflower head, look at that. It's a big flower. This is one of the sunflowers I have hanging up. All the black things up the top there, they're all sunflower seeds. All these things in the middle, they're the old flower buds, and they'll actually fall out. Because they're not needed anymore. I'm waiting for this to all dry out so that I can collect all of those seeds and plant more flowers. More sunflowers. This is a dwarf sensation variety. I have this beautiful sunflower head hanging upside down now. You can see it's a bit wonky because there's a bit of weight behind it. So this, I don't know what variety it was, but it was beautiful in the garden, and it was nearly my height, so it was nearly 6 foot tall. And so these were all individual flowers, they've all dried off. Underneath will be the sunflower seeds, and after a while you can actually rub all of these little flowers. You can see all the sunflower seeds hiding underneath. I've been wanting to do this for ages. I've had these sunflowers hanging up on the deck, and this one, I don't know what kind it was. I actually got it for at my hen's party or at our kitchen tea. It was really sweet. We got little packets of flowers to plant out. This one though is just a dwarf sunflower, so I cut them off and I've had them hanging up on the deck, and you can see that there's a bunch of seeds in there. So all of these bits on the front, these were all the petals, and they all just come off like that. And then there's the seeds behind them. And I actually got a splinter, so I'm gonna get my gloves and try and get the seeds out. I feel like maybe there would be an easier way, like if you put this in like a container and just like shook it really hard. I'm just trying to squish it to get them out, but I have cracks in the floor on the deck here, so I don't want to lose them all. I have a feeling this one's going to be even more difficult to get the seeds out of. And looking at this sunflower, the seeds in the middle are like really small. So I think the ones that I want to save would be a bunch from just the outside, because they're a lot bigger. They're a lot bigger and they look like mature seeds. I'll show you. Woo! You see, they're all just in their little pockets. I'm just pulling them all out. It's breaking off a chunk. This sunflower was awesome. There were so many bees over it all the time. They loved it. All of the sunflowers actually, but this one was great. It was the biggest one I had in the garden. Man, there's so many seeds in this. I'm trying to mostly just stick to the outside ones that are big. I'm not gonna worry about the smaller ones in the middle. I'm just gonna get all the ones from the outside. Well, I have heaps. I think that's gonna do. Well, this was really good. It wasn't actually really hard. I just grew the sunflowers, cut them off. I think the hardest part was just waiting. You just have to wait for it to really dry out before you can collect them. But this is excellent. I'm really glad I saved these. Man, the multiplication is just insane. Like this was one sunflower for one plant, so it just had one flower, but there's hundreds of seeds. And I've only taken, like I said, the ones on the outside. There's still a bunch of bigger ones there that I'll save probably. But there's hundreds of sunflowers from one sunflower. That's awesome.